Hi, welcome to WealthMint Securities weekly market wrap. This week we witnessed a very volatile markets in India and across the globe. And markets are in an uptrend. I can say markets are in a consolidating phase across the globe. Be it Dow Jones or Indian markets, but Indian markets are consolidating in an upward trend. There is apprehensions from the people, there will be a correction, but the kind of support that we are witnessing in US markets, that is upholding the global markets to be on the upward levels. India also following the global cues and the support it's receiving from the global cues, Indian markets are currently trading in a positive bias. What we are witnessing especially in Indian markets was there is a considerable amount of selling which Indian markets used to witness on a daily basis from foreign institutional investors. Right now, foreign institutional investors are net buyers right now. There is no aggressive buying coming from foreign institutional investors if we check the data. But the selling pressure is not there in the market. Net to net altogether, there is buying coming from domestic investors and also domestic institutional investors. One data from the depositories in India shows during last 3 months there are nearly 23 lakhs accounts, demat accounts opened in Indian markets. So it shows the buoyancy that's coming back in Indian market. But there was a great saying on Wall Street: if the retail become wise, the wise institutional investors in the market, they go out. So we need to wait and watch how the things that are going to turn in India and across the globe. But you might be thinking, why, when there is no positive news that's coming in the market, but why the markets are trading in a positive bias? One reason is, as per the data released by IHS Markets, it is a research house based in Europe. As per this data, the GDP outlook of different nations is for the current 2020, it might be on a negative side. The world GDP data showing at minus 6.6% for the 2020. But whereas as per the data in 2021, it shows for the world there will be a positive recovery of 4.6%. Like in US, for the current year there may be a degrowth, but the future growth is in a optimistic note, it is around 5%. And for India, the current year there will be a degrowth of 6%, whereas the coming days the growth will rise to 6.7%. So what we are going to do is we are going to witness a pent up demand. So market is trying to discount the future growth in the months ahead of the earnings. So as you all aware, markets always trade in the forward earnings of the companies and the economy. So market is trying to discount the future earnings. So the classic data to analyze is, in the month of May, you can see in the screen the sales, US sales, there is a sharp recovery in US sales in the month of May. So once the lockdown is opened, we can see the same kind of recovery, pent up demand for the consumerism and for the sales across the globe in the days to come. This is the reason markets are in a positive territory across the globe. In the world of investing, there are truths, there are lies, there are facts, there are statistics. But the world what we live in is no longer simple, it's very complex. Last few days, you can see there is a tremendous rally in equity markets led by the only stock, that is Reliance Industries. Couple of months back, there was a big research institute or research fund house given a sell call on Reliance Industries. But sometimes the so-called big research houses also, they can go wrong. The Reliance Industries led by Mukesh Ambani rise nearly around more than 1.5 lakhs crores in terms of equity for Reliance Jio and also the rights issue. And the stock price from the bottom of March, it has been doubled in past 3 months time. So when a big research house says something, don't take it as a blanket approval. The situations and the managements can make the so-called analyst can be wrong. It's not the company is not able to reach the analyst expectations, but analysts are not in a position to reach the company's expectations. Market cap of Reliance Industries has went up from around 6 lakhs crores to currently above 11 lakhs crores. With the money Reliance Industries received from Reliance Jio offloading the stake and also in the form of rights issue, we can say on a gross way Reliance Industries have become debt free. But what is the impact it's going to have on the stock as a whole? Currently, Reliance Industries for the financial year ending with March 2020, they paid around 23,000 crores of rupees as interest. So the interest will be added to the earnings of the company from the coming year. And also, as you all aware, the debt they take the Reliance Industries normally. The debt, we can call it as it's a good debt, because always Reliance Industries, they have the borrowing capacity to negotiate the terms and get a cheap debt. So in future, if they want to have any expansion plans or if they want to diversify further, Reliance Industries have a very good chances for the capex is concerned. And also, one thing I just want to tell to all our investors, from 2010 to nearly 2016, nearly 6 years, Reliance stock have not performed anywhere. The stock was consolidating because the company was on a capex cycle. The stock started rising after the capex cycle is over, where the earnings started yielding into the net results of the company. So in 2017, Reliance Industries given 1:1 bonus. But altogether, if you see on a longer term basis, Reliance Industries is a good performer, because last 3 years, the stocks which are in the large cap universe only, the markets are attracting and the money is going towards the gravity power attracting the money, the fresh money, investors money and FII money is going towards the large cap stocks only. So Reliance Industries performed exceptionally well during this phase, and Mukesh Ambani, as it was promised in the last AGM of the company, he made the company debt free. So we expect some sort of consolidation in the stock in the days to come. In March 22nd, we released a report on a company by name Piramal Enterprises when the stock was trading at a low of 684 rupees. Today the stock is trading at a level of 1200 rupees. It's risen nearly 90% from the bottom levels. The point I'm emphasized to all our investors was, if you see the journey of Piramal Enterprises, it was fallen from a level of 1800, and at 1300 rupees the stock went on for a rights issue. Whereas due to the COVID market meltdown, the stock also came down to 684. We found the valuations were very attractive, and we released a report to all our investors to buy that stock at 684 levels. The point I want to bring to your notice is, this stock is covered by two prominent research houses in India. In the month of November, they removed the coverage on the Piramal Enterprises, and it was a big news in the media that a big fund house stopped coverage on the stock. And there is one more prominent fund house in India where they are also covering the stock. But when there were NBFC crisis and there were rumors about the real estate crisis in Mumbai market, the stock tumbled. That day there were no one advising people, and investors were not getting any concrete answer for their queries, and the stock has been coming down. But adding fuel to the fire as the research coverage on the stock, there was complete apprehension on the stock. And we called up the other research house. We just asked them, are you covering this stock? They said, we don't have any comment. There were they were tight-lipped on this particular stock. But we were in touch with the management. We were constantly in touch with the management and their investment advisors, and we are in complete contact with all our investors, what's happening in that company, and we believe that they also the stock is fundamentally strong, and we informed all our investors about what's happening in the NBFC crisis as well as real estate crisis, as Piramal Enterprises have high exposure to some prominent builders in Mumbai. So our call on markets or any stock we take up, we don't leave our investors in the middle. We sail with the investors, and we will journey with the investors till the time we accomplish the investor goals of our investors. When we initiate any buy call on any particular stock, there might be ups and downs in the stock. I just want to bring to your notice, last 25 years, Apple stock got corrected nearly 7 times, 70% in past 25 years, and the market cap of the company is currently more than $1 trillion. So there might be, the journey will not be very smooth. There will be ups and downs, there will be bumpy rides. What we need to do is, we need to stick to the stock, and whenever the stock gives an opportunity, we need to buy the stock. Saturday evening, there was a press disclosure by a pharmaceutical company by name Glenmark Pharma that they released a drug, and they started marketing in India for the antiviral for the treatment of COVID. And there was a buzz across the India and media channels, starting from the national channels and regional channels. It's like they found the drug for the treatment of COVID. We analyzed the data, we analyzed the report and the press statements given by Glenmark. This drug is as a antiviral drug. It is used for mild symptoms and moderate symptoms for the COVID-19 treatment. And people were very gung-ho about this particular news, and we kept on receiving many calls from the investors. It will be a momentum stock for a couple of days time, because the news is there is a buoyancy toward this stock. And today on Sunday, there were reports stating that some other pharmaceutical companies launched a similar kind of drug, that is Hetero Drugs. It's an unlisted company, and Cipla also launching the same kind of drug. So we need to wait and watch how it's going to have impact on the earnings of the company. The stock might run, okay, when there is a lot of exuberance, okay, on Monday morning the stock can rise. It is a momentum stock. When you are catching momentum, we need to be careful, and there might be a rally in the particular stock, okay, there's no doubt, but investors need to act very cautiously towards this stock. The coming week, markets are going to be in a consolidation phase, because Nifty is trading about 10,000 levels. So we need to wait and watch how the global geopolitical issues are panning out. The tensions in Indo-China border that also have some minor impact on Indian markets. We need to wait and watch how the moments that's going to pan out, and the cues what we are going to get in US. By and large, the data that comes from US is going to be positive, and till the presidential elections, we are going to see US markets touching all-time highs. That's what the data we are going to witness from US markets. Last week, to support the market, there was an announcement from the Fed. If needed, they may go for one more $1 trillion of stimulus package, and the Trump administration have announced $1 trillion of worth of infrastructure projects. By and large, this is the market: buy on dips and sell on rally. And when we want to initiate any kind of new stock position, we need to be thorough with the fundamentals of the company and the impact of lockdown on that particular company, on that sector. So this is the rally. We need to buy when there is a dip in the market, and sell on rallies. This is the strategy we are going to follow in the days to come. But there are some stocks which are momentum stocks. Last week we discussed about Alok Industries. The stock has went up nearly 20% in last 1 week. It's a momentum stock, and Mukesh Ambani have an investment of 37%, and may increase the investments in the days to come. So momentum, we can't say how it's going to be. The stock has risen from a level of 10s to today at 38. So that's what I have with me this week. Please stay healthy and stay at home. I wish you all the best, and best wishes from Wealth Mill Securities, and happy Father's Day all the fathers across the globe. Thank you.